but we're stoked. And like, honestly, who's better than us? You know, I mean, a lot of people are better than us, but welcome once again to Chill Filtered, the podcast where we drink whiskey so you don't have to, but you probably should. Yeah, you probably are. That's why we like you over here. I am entry buzzing on something cool. Brian's entry buzzing on something cool. But before we talk about what we're entry buzzing on, life, whiskey, anything like that, here's the way you can support us. Join our Discord. That's one way you can support us this week. We have a lot of ways you can support us. But this week I'm saying, hey, hit us up on Instagram or at chillfilteredpodcast@gmail.com and ask for the link for the Discord. We love having people join. We love people talking whiskey, and we're having a good time already. So,
yeah, good conversation on the Discord. Ben's writing in with like stores having lotteries with the list of like, hey guys, what do you think I should choose? Like people like chiming in like, oh, I think well, for now it's me. I'm always all over those. Like I love like shopping vicariously through other people. So anyway, I'm all in there like, you should go for the Pappy 21st and then blah blah blah.
So I guess outside of business, that's the business this week. One time this was like an honor, as you were saying, shopping vicariously and all this stuff. I'm gonna be thinking of something back like years ago. I had a dude, it was actually Adam, the prior co-host of Chill Filtered. He was like, here's like $300 or $400, buy me whiskey. And I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And so I remember I got him a few things. I got him I think I got him a Buna from Abalor, and I think I got him a Quinta Ruban from Glenmorangie.
I don't even know what that is.
It's I believe it's a port finished Highland Scotch.
Cool.
It's definitely a very special finished Glenmorangie. I forget what else I got him. I think I got him a single barrel proof Jack Daniels Tennessee. Nice. But it was kind of fun. It was like, hey, I got this money. I'm not gonna drink any of it, but it's like I get to like show off my stuff with buying whiskey. So that was
right.
Fun.
And then you pocketed the rest of the $200.
Exactly.
No, that's so fun though, because then you get to
5-figure discount and take 400. Yeah, go ahead.
You get to like shop for somebody else, and you get to explain like, I picked this because this is blah blah blah, and this is special to me, so I thought it would be fun for you to have one. And I love stuff like that.
Yeah, it was super fun. I don't think I'll ever get that opportunity again.
Not that where you do,
just a big deal.
Where you do get an experience like that is with the Secret Sampla, which I know you were going to talk about later. But
of course, no, let's bring it up now.
But
for those who drop off 8 minutes into our episode, here's a great way to find out about Secret Sampla this time. So it's a Secret Santa gift giving experience where you give samples via courier to someone else that you're matched with, and someone else is matched with you. And so you fill out the survey. You say, hey, I'm into these kind of whiskeys. I don't like these kind of whiskeys. Here would be my dream whiskey that I get. And we have 4 categories. One's the entry buzz, which is kind of like the start the night whiskey. And then we have a strange, unique pour, which is something that's not your average pour, very different, maybe even weird, but potentially just different than your average whiskey. And then we have the show off pour, which is something that you're really happy to have on yourself, and don't pour for anyone, but pour for certain special people or special occasions,
people who will appreciate it too.
Yes, 100%. And then we have the what do we call it, the trusty pour, which is just something that you're always down for. It never hurts to have. Like one example for me would be like Eagle Rare. It just never hurts to have Eagle Rare. And then 4 options. Sometimes people, if you're Brian Duncan, for example, you will send 3 of every option and have a good time. And so that dude was a baller last year. But if you want to, this is the last week. We have until the 4th?
Wednesday? This episode's coming out on a Monday, and by Wednesday, end of day Wednesday, please fill out the form.
Yes. And if you're not on our Patreon, you still have an opportunity to join in, but we're not going to post this on Instagram. So we're going to have people that are either listening to these episodes or are on our Patreon. And so check us out. If you don't, if you're not on our Patreon and you haven't gotten the link to this thing, hit us up on Instagram. chillfilteredpodcast or chillfilteredpodcast@gmail.com. We'd be happy to add you to the giveaway, or what do we call it? The gift. It's not a competition. It's not a giveaway.
No, it's a secret sampler, man.
Yeah, that's what it is. It speaks for itself.
Yeah.
So, and thanks for all those who signed up already. We're gonna have a fun time, just like we did last year. Last year was so much cooler than I expected. People were stoked, and what I want to do this year is we did it a little bit last year, but we didn't enforce it too much. But like a special thank you to your giver afterwards, saying like, hey, you know, like I appreciated this. You know, all you have to say is a few words, but like I want to be able to build that community a little more. So yeah. So it's gonna be dope.
So now I'm dying to know, what are you entry buzzing on?
Yeah, I went Beam, and I went special edition Beam, but I went Rye. Take a guess.
Ooh, special edition Beam Rye, Little Book Chapter 8.
Old overhaul, 10-year cash.
Should have known.
No, it's all good. But this is good. We did an episode on this a few months back, but maybe it was like 6 months ago. But it is good. I dig it.
Nice.
And I kind of have a cold, as maybe you could tell. But I can't smell it well, but I can taste it darn well. So I'm very happy with my.
You've got sensory deprivation. Your lack of smell is enhancing your tasting ability.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Well, if you have my shelf behind me memorized, you notice an empty slot right here.
Okay, so you
already know.
Let's see, what was there? Was it a Coy Hill?
Nope.
When did you have a straight from the barrel back there? Have you had that for a while?
No. That's probably been there for 2 weeks or so. I did a little rearranging when the old Pappy train ran me over.
Hey, wait. Yeah. You got a 23?
No, I do just 20.
Okay,
no, just 20.
23 is like a black bag, I think.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. I only have the 20. Yeah. Just only the 20. Yeah.
No big.
Right. Totally. Yeah. Didn't like change my life at all or anything.
Yeah. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. You have every Van Winkle except the 23, correct?
I don't have a lot B.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
But yeah, I do have the Rye. I do have the 15, and I do have the 20. And I have it's not open yet, but I'll open it eventually. It's the old rip down there. Yeah.
See, this is what I won't, speak for you, but this is what relationships and hard work turn out to be in the whiskey world. And I don't think you could disagree with that. Like, you have built relationships and you have worked pretty hard to be able to get bottles like that. So
definitely. And it's,
hard. It doesn't matter.
I know. There's
relationships. They don't matter.
Yeah. The relationships are, they require time. Time that not everyone has, and I'm blessed to be able to have that kind of time. So anyway,
blessed.
I have the opportunity to share it with as many people as possible.
Hey, look at this! I got a Pappy 20 in a cool liquid ministry thing, and I haven't even flipped off the top yet.
So I know, right?
For sharing that.
I wondered if you cracked it open and smelled it a little bit.
No, no, it's gonna be dope. Well, here we got to start thinking now. What are we? So we got next week's episode. We're gonna be doing. Let's get back to that.
Finish up real quick here.
Knob 18 no knob single barrel, right?
Yeah. So this is a 14-year something month single barrel pick. So this is a 14-year knob pick. From Longhorn Steakhouse. Yeah. So this is reasonably close to what we're drinking today, I guess, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, we're drinking a 17-year. So what's the proof on that one? 120-ish? Or is it cask strength?
It should be, 120. Yeah.
Gotcha. So what was I just saying, though?
I know you were ready to go.
So next week, we're going to be doing Found North, unreleased. Yeah. I'm going to call it Osprey. Because I might be right. It's a unreleased, unnamed at this point, high altitude series collection, bottle release, and it's a 15-year. That's all we can really say so far. I don't think they gave out the mash bill, did they?
No, all they said was 15-year, and the age and the proof. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was just very simple stats for now.
Yeah. but we're stoked. And like, honestly, who's better than us? You know, I mean, a lot of people are better than us, but
it's true.
We're getting, you know, like it's an honor to be sent, you know, fun things from amazing, you know, companies like Found North. So,
and I've got it here also. It is 15-year. It is 123.2 proof.
Yeah.
That is all that is announced so far.
What was
and the name
Helldiver
was not necessarily Osprey.
Yeah, no, don't quote me on that.
Yeah,
but if I'm right, I'll
give you $1.
Yeah, I also thought Screech Owl, but that might not make a great, you know, release name.
We did talk about the Found North Pigeon release with Nick Taylor.
Yes. And if it's that, I take credit for that too. What was that? You ever seen Hot Rod?
I don't think so.
Brian, that's like, I don't know if it beats Nacho Libre, but it's up there. Great movie.
So
but
who's
there's
in
this
it?
point, it's Andy Samberg and like Bill Hader, Ian McShane.
Definitely have not seen this.
It's what's that guy? I forget his name.
Jorma Taccone.
Who?
Oh, Danny McBride.
Danny McBride. That's right.
You're thinking.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was thinking. And then those are the big dogs. Chris Parnell has what's the name?
Chris Parnell, Will Arnett.
That's what it was. Yeah. So it's a great movie. And you just watch it with an open mind like you would Nacho Libre.
Yeah.
And it's just full of quotes. But there's this one point where he like summons the animals of the animal kingdom, or like the special animals of the animal kingdom. He's like octopus. And he's like looking up at the, you know, things, and he's like eagle, and he's like house cat, dolphin, and I was like Screech Owl. Yeah. But anyway.
Nice.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be the Found North octopus. Yeah.
I feel like eagle's too obvious.
I know.
Or like maybe golden eagle or something like that. Definitely not bald eagle. That would be way too obvious.
It's too like generic.
It is. It's like eagle rare. Yeah.
Yeah. Watch it be called eagle now. And we're like, whoops. Yeah. But it just sounds too like it's trying to be basic. Cool. But
I mean, Helldiver's cool, but no one knew what Helldiver was. And like Peregrine's cool, but not many people know what a peregrine falcon is.
Well, so that's the thing, is they didn't call it falcon, they called it peregrine.
Yeah, so maybe it'll be red-tailed or something like that for like a hawk or something like that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, they got to go to the sub level. I feel like
I like that. Let's go red-tailed. Or like Screech. Now, then you think of what's that?
Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a good point there. Anyway, so we're doing that next week. And then the week after that will be the 15th. And I don't think that's going to be the Christmas episode. The Christmas episode is probably going to be the 23rd.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. And so we got to figure out what we're going to drink for the Christmas episode. If we want to drink through these pappies, I'm down.
Yeah, but, that's what I was thinking.
We'll think about it, yeah. Unless we like, well, we're also being sent, which we talked a little bit about on the drink along we did yesterday, which was great. Thanks for joining us, everyone who did. We drank the JT Mellick Legacy Edition, which was actually very good, especially when I knew it would be good, but I was worried it would be overdone with a small barrel at 7 years almost. But they nailed it. It was great. I can't wait to try their 6 year.
Super unique fruit notes in there that I was not expecting at all.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us for that, everyone. We mentioned a little bit. We have a 2024 William LaRue Weller coming up. We had a little hitch in the or whatever the phrase is, a little cog in the wheel, or whatever they call it, a little wrench in the cogs, or I don't know what people are saying.
Yeah,
but the wrench got thrown in a spillage en route to us, but I think there will be another follow-up ascent. At least they said there would be. And so we'll be doing William LaRue Weller 2024 very soon. And then, yeah. So that might be it. If everything goes as planned, we'll do Found North next week, William LaRue Weller 2024, then a week after, and then we'll maybe do the Pappies for Christmas. Why not?
Sounds good.
It's a long episode. It always goes long, so we could probably just drink throughout. And people know Pappy. We don't need to get a ton of. Although we have we ever done a Pappy episode? I know I used to have Pappy 20 or have Pappy 15, but I don't think we ever did an episode on it.
I would have guessed you did a 15 episode, but I don't actually know because it just feels like, feels like you.
But yeah, let's find out. One search, and no, we've never done Pappy. We've done Van Winkle Lot 12, I believe.
Nice.
Or Lot B.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done Lot B, and that's about it. I think we might have done Old Rip. No, we only did Lot B.
Yeah. Man, I should have just gone ahead and opened that and sent you an Old Rip too, so that
Old Rip's right.
Oh well, I got some Christmas presents heading your way, so it might find its way in there.
Ooh.
We'll see.
Speaking of which, I guess we get to that too, as long as people don't drop off by minute 15, 16 or something like that. As always, we do a Christmas episode, and we do a fun thing with gifts. If people send us a gift, doesn't need to be whiskey, doesn't need to be whiskey related, just like a fun gift. You are put in a entry to be able to get you're up for grabs on certain bottles. One for Cole's side is Elmer T. Lee. That's the random bottle, or the random gifter gets a bottle of Elmer T. Lee. The winner of the best gift gets a bottle of Yamazaki 12. And for Brian, up for grabs is
Fountain North Batch 8.
8.
Yeah. And then the Stag, I think it'll be 23C on that. Nice. Stag 23C for the random. Nice.
And then if you get to 5, or if there reaches a gift a threshold of 5, we take off what again for up for grabs?
Let's see. Weller 12 gets added to the prize pool. And
if we break 7,
we get gifters.
7 gifters. We get a Colonel H. Taylor straight rise put in the random pool as well. So if you're interested and you don't have our addresses, our Patreon people do. But if you don't, you're interested, hit us up at chillfilteredpodcast@gmail.com, or hit us up on Instagram, or reach out to Robbie Deadlow on Instagram, and he'll get you our addresses.
I love the perspective of, if somebody's like listening to this for the first time and they don't know, it's like, reach out to this random guy.
Yeah. No, he's the only Robbie Deadlow. Spelled Dedlow. So, yeah. How's life otherwise?
I know, right? Yeah.
Too much life.
We haven't even said like how's life, and it's 17 minutes in. But Thanksgiving though. Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was good. Had a small deal at my house. It was just my parents and Sam and Emma and me, and that was it.
Nice. Your parents in town. Yep. Do you like block in-laws when another in-law comes?
No. Do
they get along?
Oh yeah. Definitely.
I mean, who wouldn't get along with Jim Mathwig? Am I right?
Exactly.
And
Patty's awesome too.
Yeah.
Come on. There you go. Yeah, you got it.
She was very sweet.
Yeah, they were helping us out with Emma daycare earlier in the week, and then they were here for a nice little overlap on Wednesday morning. Nice. They popped over, and so my parents were here, and Sam's parents were here all at the same time for a kind of little brunch kind of thing on Wednesday morning, and then it was just my parents from then on out, and it was good. Had some good food and everything. Turkey turned out well. I decided to take the meat off the bird and then sous vide it. I decided to do the turkey sous vide just because, like,
so you did like a fillet, pre-cooked fillet kind of thing.
I took the legs and breasts off the turkey. Like I just carved it raw. What's the word? There's a word for that. I took the meat off.
Raw dog.
That's it. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
No,
raw
I'm
bird.
not saying that. That's gonna get clipped out if I say that. I took that meat off and I put it in sous vide vacuum seal bags, and I just that made it so I didn't smoke it. I didn't
juicy.
Put it in the oven. Yeah, it was definitely nice and juicy and soft and everything. Yeah. It all turned out really
moist.
Good. So. Moist, yeah, everyone's favorite word. But yeah,
super moist.
What about you? How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. We spent time with my wife's family. I brought 3 pies as warned. I did a cheesecake, which is sort of a pie. Don't yell at me.
Oh yeah.
And then that's listener, not Brian. Don't yell at me, listener. Don't yell at me, John Hughes. No, I'm kidding.
It's not a pie.
We give this really bad view of John sometimes, but he's a very reasonable man.
He sends a great Secret Sampla package.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, dude's a baller. And so yeah, apple, cheesecake, and chess pie. Chess pie was all right. I do realize in retrospect that I probably should have pre-cooked the crust just a little bit more than I had already done. It was crispy on the sides, but not crispy on the bottom yet. And a crispy bottom would have made this chess pie even better.
Nice.
Instead of this soggy bottom boy that I brought out. So
yeah,
it was still good. And actually, it was one of the most complimentary pies to bourbon. I didn't even try bourbon with it, but I was like, this would go fantastic.
Better than a pecan pie? Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, honestly, a chess pie is not too far from a pecan pie. It's just pecanless. Nutless pie. So So yeah, it was good. It was fun.
The cheesecake. Cheesecake's not a pie, but I'm sure people ate that.
Dude, my cheesecake, like, people like go home and tell their friends about my cheesecake. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, this is, out of all the things I make, it is my mom's recipe cheesecake that people are like, please bring that to our event next time. Like, please, like, I don't need to know the recipe, just bring it. So that turned out really good, and it was finished in like 5 minutes.
For sure.
And it was good. And then I watched the kids on Black Friday. And
Heather go shopping?
Heather was working, sadly. Heather has to work so many stupid days of the year. But I did mention prior that I was working on a lot of jewelry, right? For a big market.
Yeah.
So the market started on Friday this week. And I don't know how it's doing so far, but I did show up a little bit on Friday. It's like 20 minutes drive from me, but I took both girls because we were up in Richmond, and I went, and there was only, like, as far as I could see, certain things I can't tell if they were sold, like rings. I have so many rings that I don't know how many are missing, but I did notice one pendant was missing, and therefore probably sold, if not stolen. And so I don't know. That was the day one, but it's a 4-week market, so it could very well be. Could be a long game here. So I really hope to make a profit. Like, I don't even care at this point. Like, if it's anything, I just need to make my money back.
Yeah.
So, but I have the potential of making about $3,000 in profit. So
nice. You starting any Christmas shopping yet?
That's a great question. I'm happy you asked that question. I bought a little bit for my wife. My wife is mostly in charge of the kids, and I kind of want to be involved, but I know she cares more. So maybe I'll just get stocking stuffers for the girls or something like that. But
nice.
And then we do like Secret Santa between my family and siblings and stuff like that. And then, so I got my sister. She's not listening, so she won't know. And I have 2 sisters, so who knows? It could be either one. And and then I got my wife's brother in her family. And he's easy. He literally, like, doesn't bat an eyelash when it comes to, like, he just wants an Amazon gift card. And that's like the best thing you can give him. And he will feel great if you give him. He won't feel great if you try something, pull a move and try to get him something personal. He wants an Amazon gift card. So, and then I got you something. And I've closed it out. I've bought you one thing, and then I bought you another thing. That's 2 things, but maybe one thing's made up of more than one thing.
Dang, how many things? Things within things. Wow.
Yeah. So theoretically, there is no limit to the things I bought you. In theory.
Interesting.
But they
I also
have
2 things for you as well.
2 things, you say? Yeah, I'm excited. And this will be, I think you'll like it. I think you will.
Nice.
But I'm worried about one of these things. Like, it's one of those gifts where it's like, can I outdo this? But we'll see.
Oh, wow. Well, so it must be an Amazon gift card then.
Yeah. It's like $100 Amazon gift card or $101 Amazon gift card. You know what I'm saying?
Please, come on, 101. Come on.
Yeah. Let's see if we can outdo it. So, what about you? Gifts and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Definitely spent a good chunk of Friday on my computer shopping around and stuff, just trying to knock out
Nice.
Trying to knock out the remainder. Sam's main Christmas present she's already got and using.
That's right. What was it again?
So she wanted a Dyson hair wrap.
Nice.
Yeah.
I thought about getting one of those for Heather, but they are stupid expensive.
Yeah.
Well, like $500.
Yeah. I know they are. Yeah. The 2 years ago, she wanted the Dyson blow dryer.
Okay.
There's a fancy name for it. I don't remember, but also expensive. But I bit the bullet and got her that for Christmas, and it per her explanation, it absolutely game changer. It is amazing. Because she has naturally curly hair, and just it used to take forever to dry her hair and straighten it and everything. Back when she used to straighten it. And so this would it legitimately saved a serious chunk of time for her in the morning because it worked so well. Yeah, absolutely. It was a legitimate time saver. So with as impressed as she was with that piece of equipment, I had no reservations to pay that much for the air wrap. I mean, just what they do with their PSA for dudes buying their wife's Christmas presents.
Cyclones or whatever they call them. What do they call them?
The Dyson?
Yeah, they call it it's not suction, it's
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what their buzzword is. But yeah. Anyway, can vouch for the legitimacy of Dyson products. So she's got that already, but the remainder of her Christmas presents, I got them almost entirely on lockdown. I think I got a little more left in the budget. I got to top the bar out, but that'll be it.
Do you have a limit for Emma? You don't have to say what it is.
Sorta, but at the same time, it's until presents don't fit under the tree anymore, we'll probably just keep buying little things and stuff. So
it's hard with kids to be to have self-control,
right?
But when you have two, it actually does become different. Not that you're gonna have two, but it becomes all right, we probably should have either a limit or we need to really balance things very well. So
we did. The way we're doing it is we're each buying stuff for Emma.
Oh, nice.
And then I don't think she's going to be able to tear paper off presents. Knowingly.
She's cute,
so we will just each open the gifts that each other got for Emma.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Oh, that's so cute.
It'll be a fun surprise for me to open what she got, and it'll be a fun surprise for her to open what I got.
Oh, look, a Dyson hair wrap
for Emma.
For Emma,
she's got to start growing some real hair first.
She didn't have much. Now that I remember it.
No, she's quite.
Some kids have crazy amounts, and some kids lose their hair even if they have crazy amounts. Beck and Gray didn't have much. Beck had a lot, but Beck never lost her hair. It just turned blonde. She was born dark brunette, and then she went way blonde. Yeah.
Sam had no hair for the first 2 or 3 years, I want to say.
They were probably worried.
Patty was, I don't know that they were worried, but Patty would have pink bows on her, and still people would be like, oh, what a cute boy.
That's too bad. Hey, she turned out all right.
For sure.
Yeah. Actually, now that I think about it, Sam has really nice curl. Kind of, I don't know what you call it, spirals.
You should see it now that she's got a Dyson Airwrap.
Oh, yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Dyson Airwrap.
Exactly. we have our sponsors, our unofficial sponsors on this podcast, but that's great. Anything else you want to talk about before we go to history segment?
Okay, cool. Longest.
We went long. This might have been the longest, at least pretty organic Shootin the Breeze segment. So if you guys are new, if this is your first episode, we normally don't go this long. So we'll get into the whiskey, I promise. So let's send it a break. We'll be right back. We'll talk about Hardin's Creek. Here we go to break. And we're back. Thanks for joining us. We did mention all the notes I needed to get to. That is the Secret Sampla and the Christmas episode. Let's get into Hardin's Creek, Kentucky series, Boston. We have yet to do an episode on Hardin's Creek. So this will be our first. It's actually a pretty young brand. which is weird because they have a lot of releases and they're kind of a cool series of releases, which I had no idea about, to be honest. And I'll get into that. This is definitely not our first Jim Beam episode, which Hardin's Creek is owned by Jim Beam, which I sort of mentioned, sort of don't. So let's talk about what makes Hardin's Creek so special. The brand is named after a creek that provided the water. Yeah, you get that. That provided the water for the first distillery built by Jacob Beam in 1795. And for the record, of course, this is the same Beam family of Jim Beam, or James B. Beam Beauregard. It's not Bacon. That's Albert Blanton's. Or Blanton. I looked up Hardin's Creek on a Kentucky map, though, and it actually goes through Loretto. And what distillery is in Loretto? Do you know that one?
I should know.
Maker's Mark.
Boo. I don't think I would have guessed.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah. For some reason, I guess it's just doing all these things. Like you mentioned like a city, and I'll be like, oh, that's Shively. That's where Lively and Shively, one of the Brown Forman distilleries is. They're like just randomly like remember these things. So, but before it gets taken up into a bigger tributary, Hardin's Creek does pass by the property of Maker's Mark. Anyway, the brand is an ongoing series of limited releases showcasing rare and unique whiskeys, usually pretty different things. They're not your average whiskey. They have special distillation, special aging, stuff like that. But I didn't realize this. This is kind of like a competitor to like Parker's Heritage, which I didn't know. And I'm saying that as like, they're not yearly releases like Parker's Heritage, but they're very special, high-end. Not all of them are high-end, don't get me wrong. But they're kind of like, they're always going to be different. Like, similar to Parker's Heritage.
Yeah.
And maybe you probably wouldn't compare it to E.H. Taylor special editions. But like, in a way, they're always different. And they're always semi-experimental, which is cool. And maybe Hardin's Creek will get this reputation alongside those two releases one day. But explores new techniques, flavor profiles within American whiskey, including different mash bills and aging processes and barrel types. Freddie No. We've talked about him a lot lately. Little Book.
Yeah, I know that guy.
That stuff. Yeah. Maybe one day we'll meet him. I'm sure we will. We just got to do a meetup in Central Kentucky. No. And where's Jim Beam Distillery? You know where that is?
Frankfort, Kentucky. I don't know.
Nope. Claremont.
Boo.
Yeah, but you were close.
First,
but they do have. In my mind. But actually, it's a good thing you bring out Frankfurt because we're going to talk about that a little bit today. Freddie No, 8th generation Beam family distiller, son of Fred No, son of Booker No. So his grandfather is Booker, his dad's Fred. But I didn't realize he was the person who oversees the production of Hardin's Creek. They put out a good few releases starting in only 2022, so it's pretty recent. And that's the thing that separates this from like E.H. Taylor special editions or Parker's Heritage. These are much more than yearly releases. There's a lot of them. The first, or not the first, but one of them is Jacob's Well release. And this is a blend of 16-year-old and 15-year-old, 16-year-old bourbon, 15-year-old rye whiskey. Did you know that?
Nope.
Yeah, now you know. And then there's the Golden Origin. No, I'm sorry. I missed one. They put out a few releases. One was the Colonel James B. Beam releases, and one of the release. And they used a longer fermentation period on bourbon and lower distillation proof, but they only aged it 2 years. So that doesn't really give it the Parker's Heritage feel if they're only aging it 2 years.
Right?
But they said, according to their website, it was like, it was the perfect age to pull this one. Yeah.
Because it wasn't getting any better.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great point, actually.
Right.
That's a good thought. And then there's the Golden Origins release. And this was actually not a bourbon. It was an 11-year-old corn whiskey. First, it was matured in uncharred oak barrels. Very interesting. And then and they were new too. They were new uncharred oak barrels. And then it was finished using toasted barrels, which once held the Basil Hayden's toasted variety. which I wonder the color of that whiskey by 11 years. If they used
Right.
toasted at the worst and uncharred new American oak at the beginning, but they call it the golden origin, so maybe it has some golden color to it. Barely. And then we get to the Kentucky series, which was pretty cool. I looked into this. Same mash bill, which is 77% corn, 13% rye, 10% malty bees. Same day of distillation. All factors the same at first. I got a sneeze coming on, but it ain't coming.
Yeah, I know.
All factors the same at first. No, yeah. If I sneeze, you can take it over. But they were aged in different Kentucky cities. One of them was Claremont, where James B. Beam is. And then the other was Frankfurt, the one you mentioned, that they might be. But yeah, I guess so. In a way, you were right. They do have a little bit of production and at least aging in Frankfurt. And then the third city was actually Boston, Kentucky, not Massachusetts. Yeah, they were Boston, all 17 Kentucky. Years, 17-year bourbons. So I don't know. Like, it seems too experimental for it to have been aged entirely in Frankfurt or Boston. But it might have been the case. I don't know if the entire aging was in those cities, but at least a good amount. But like 17 years, I mean, like 17 years ago, that was 2007. And I don't think they were thinking such a cool experiment in 2007. No one was thinking cool experiment. Except for point. not even E.H. Taylor was thinking about it. Well, I guess they were, because technically the first release was like a 12-year or something like that of the E.H. Taylor special editions. Whatever. People were thinking cool things back in 2007. I was thinking about graduating high school soon. Anyway, Hardin's Creek. Okay, all 110 proof. So what we're drinking today, the Boston release of the Kentucky series. It was aged in Boston, Kentucky, south of Louisville, west of Bardstown. Yeah, look at that. And shout out to Zach A, I guess.
Yeah, because Static Zach. Haven't seen him around in a while. Even on I'm in a couple of Discords that he's in, and I haven't even seen him on any. So he must
thoughts and prayers are with him. And
must have things going on.
Yeah, I'm sure he's busy. But yeah, west of Bardstown, south of Louisville, as I mentioned earlier, 77% corn, 13% rye, 10% malted barley, 17 years aged. According to their website, they said that the location of Boston, Kentucky said there was golden sunshine and clear air define the climate of the Booker No campus in Boston, Kentucky. These unique conditions make for a faster, richer aging. I don't like the word faster aging.
I know, right?
But 17 years probably isn't bad.
Yeah, I know, right?
But a distiller couldn't ask for a better climate for maturation. I don't know about that either.
So there's definitively saying Boston's the best one. Okay.
Yeah, why not move all things to Boston? Yeah. And then it said also in Boston, the rack houses, not rick houses, rack houses are widely spaced, giving the bourbon even room to mature. The distance meets the clear conditions to create a bold and characterful whiskey, according to their website. Much like Booker No himself, according to their website. Retail, $170. $170. Yeah, I mean, it's 17 years for $170. Not a bad thing.
Yeah, right.
All right, let's pour it out for the homies.
Nice. I just randomly thought of something I meant to say the other day. E.H. Taylor seasoned wood.
Yeah.
The deal with that was they let the staves season
in an enzyme-rich bath.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah. What was it? No. So I'm sorry. Cured oak is what you're thinking of.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And they cured for how long?
13 months, which is not that old these days. Yeah, but it used to be that the standard back then was like 6 months. But now you see like Wilderness Trail is like going 18 to 2 years.
That is exactly why I brought this up, is because after what he said, I meant to say that like we made such a big deal not too long ago about somebody curing the staves for 18 to 24 months. And then he was like casually thrown out like, all our barrels are 18 to 24 months. And I was just like, oh my gosh.
No, it makes sense because and that's why it's cool. I mean, like, but then the weird thing, just to go back and correct that with the seasoned wood was like dipped, like the barrel staves were dipped in a quote enzyme rich bath. before using them for aging. But I don't know what it was. Might have been the enzyme-rich bath, but it is the best whiskey I've ever had.
Yeah, I know. So anyway. I mean, when I take enzyme-rich baths, I feel fantastic the next day.
It tastes great.
Yeah, right. I know. Delicious. I nosed this for about 2 seconds. And then I was immediately like, oh my gosh, I need a Booker's right now. So I'm going to go grab a little Booker's real quick. I will be right back.
I can actually smell this a little bit. I'm not zero on the nose. That being said, I'm not getting nutty, which you might be getting if you're saying this reminds me of Booker's. But I am getting a nice sweetness.
More caramel.
A little bit of nutty. Yeah,
more caramel than nutty, but
caramel corn. More
about the rich, buttery. I can't use the word viscosity when I'm talking about nose notes, but it's a rich caramel peanut thing on the nose that I was like, oh my gosh, is this Booker's?
Have you had this before?
No, I have not.
Nice.
Okay, I'm nosing. Oh no, you were about to say something. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I don't remember. No, I was about to say I've tasted it, so I'll let you actually nose and sip it first. But
just a quick hot nose comparison. Booker's 2023-01. I thought this smelled like Booker's, but this smells way better than that normal Booker's. This smells way sugary. Smells way more buttery than a normal Booker's.
And speaking of sugary, I'll give that hint away on the palate. It's got a really nice sweetness to it. Brown sugary. A good mixture of white and brown sugar. But it's nice and sweet. And you can get hints of nuttiness, but it's nowhere near Booker's. And that's a good thing to me. It is well balanced nuttiness mixed with that sweet oakiness. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, that the flavors, 1 to 5 on the palate is very satisfying.
Yeah,
thick flavors. 6 to 10 on the palate, it starts to thin out a little bit. The finish is nice. The flavors are nice. There's nothing like abrasive about it, but it just the nice richness of the palate really drops off about halfway through. That being said, though, 1 to 5 is tremendous. The landing and a couple seconds afterwards, I was like, oh my gosh, this is absolutely delicious.
I don't mind the finish. It is a little light, but it's not like bitter or anything to me. But you're right. There is kind of something to be desired in the finish in terms of oomph. That being said, I do enjoy it.
Yeah, I even really like as that mid palate as it rounds off. It's a nice. Oh man, that's really tasty. I'm pretty surprised by this. It's the finish though. Still, it's got nice, kind of like a dry peanut thing going on. It's not got a lot of caramel. It's not got a lot of, it's got a lot of sweet early on in the palate, not so much later in the palate. But yeah, it's just a classic beam peanut butter kind of slightly oily mouthfeel. It's good. Solid all around.
Yeah. No, it's I think that's what's the best part about it for me is like it's almost like Booker's, but it's better. It's right. It's notably better. It is, I'm digging this. I love the sweetness. It's almost like a little bit of caramel corn, but also like a little bit of what's that candy bar it's not the Baby Ruth. It's the one that's like no chocolate, but just like a caramel and peanuts basically. I don't even know.
Is that not Baby Ruth?
Maybe it is Baby Ruth.
Baby Ruth doesn't have chocolate, right?
I think it does.
Baby Ruth. Hey, come on.
But I'm going to drop some drops.
Baby Ruth has chocolate.
Then what's the one without chocolate?
I sipped the Booker's again.
Heyday.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah, go on.
I sipped the Booker's. It tastes substantially younger. It is substantially younger. But it's I would say if I were to like score the Booker's relative to this,
yeah,
I would say that the Booker's lines up with the later palate.
Okay. Yeah.
Flavor that I'm getting on this, but the earlier palette, the timeline 1 to 5, far out exceeds. It's like actually maybe I should have poured some Booker's Reserves to compare against this, because it might be like Booker's Reserves level early in the palette and then standard Booker's level later in the palette.
Did you add water yet?
Nope, I'm about to though.
Oh, it's I might actually like it better. The finish does pick up a little bit with water. It's not lighter, weirdly, on the finish to me. But I got to go for a second sip and confirm that. But so far, I very much enjoy it with water. It kind of spreads everything out pretty nicely.
Nice. I'm not noticing much difference on the nose with water. Pretty much the same. If anything, maybe now I'm getting a little more on the leather earthy business. Earlier might have been more on a sugary caramel, but now the sugary's kind of gone away and it's a little more leather.
Yeah. No, this is good. Wanted to give a quick shout out. 2 people. I think we already mentioned that Jim Mathwig upped his Patreon. What a baller.
We did, because I remember I wrote it in the show notes, and my reminder to myself, I wrote gym membership, and then I was like, gym membership. Oh, what?
Nice. I remember that now. And then secondly, the Whiskey Shaman, who's also got a channel on YouTube and does really well. He supported us on the Glencairn level, and he is locked in for future drink alongs as well. So thank you both. And then there was one other guy, I'm blanking on the name, but it was
we got the Chasing Bourbon guy, right?
Chasing Bourbon. Yeah. Which is dope.
That came in while we were recording the last
right.
episode.
So we might have even mentioned that.
I think we were just like, "Ayo."
yeah, exactly. And hey, I mean, if you're considering supporting us, we are taking applications right now. All you have to do is put your name in and your credit card in. But we, I say that jokingly, but you get involved in our drink alongs and many other fun things, including like Jim's about to get a cool chill filtered what do you call it, flask, stuff like that. Like nice things are going to happen. You get involved in more things on the ground level, which is cool. You're invited to more things. You get involved with things like the single barrel we're doing with Found North. You get first level of that kind of stuff. And so yeah, if you're considering joining us on Patreon, patreon.com/chillfilter. What do you think of water pour?
Kind of the same for me. I didn't change it enough for me to really notice. So I think. No extra positive, no extra negative with water for me.
Man, my ice cubes are too big.
Are you searching for the perfect cube over there?
I am. Yes, a lot of them were pretty large. I used a different ceramic container this time, and usually they're more like smaller by now, but I guess this one's more insulated somehow. Giving it the old spin J with some ice.
Nice. I just sipped my 14-year knob. Knob Creek.
Yeah. Important.
There's some funky stuff going on that one. Like a earthy funk. And also the palate is way thinner on the 14-year knob compared to the one we're drinking today.
Hardin Creek.
Yes, thank you. It's not Boston, right? What is it?
Yeah, Boston.
Oh, it is Boston. Thank you. Goodness gracious. Where am I? What year is it?
Yeah. Frankfurt? I'm sipping it with ice now. On the nose, though, a little bit more, excuse me, nutty. But I'm going to go for the sip and we'll see.
Nice. Got my cube in there. Way sweeter nose to me, sugary wise.
Oh, interesting. Oh, it gets bitter on the end. But up front, it's like interesting. Very different whiskey on the front of the palate than it was in the prior pours. But then on the finish, it gets a little bit bitter, a little bit astringent. But it wouldn't be my favorite pour because of that. But it was a different whiskey altogether with a little bit of ice.
Yeah, that's nice. It does not mess with the viscosity at all. You still get the same amount of thickness here.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know where I'm at today, but like flavor's just super consistent for me.
Oh, really?
I'm not getting anything new, anything different on palate with ice either.
So you didn't get that bitterness that I was getting?
Not on the back end, not at all.
Interesting. So a quality. What do you even call a well-aged bourbon that doesn't change when you add water to it? Well, why don't you just add a ton of water to it? It's the infinite whiskey hack.
Oh my gosh! Just always add water.
Yep. Mm-hmm. We should add that to the thumbnail again. Infinite whiskey hack. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's gonna happen. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah. I don't have anything else to say. I think it's good. I think it's very, very good. But is it 170 good?
No. Mm-hmm. So this So in terms of beam, this is top notch. And I am not as big as a beam fan as you are. This is very, very good beam juice. I would say this is one of the better beams I've ever had. That being said, I don't give it a 9.0 or higher. I'm going to give this a solid 8.8. I think it's very good. The age shows and the development and maturity shows. But I think what's lacking is that nice finish. And if it had a little bit more hubba to what, like a little surprise here and there, it would be cool. That being said, this is good. This is quality. But I don't think it breaks a 9 for me. So 8.8 for Cole. I'm gonna say B+.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I'm having a dilemma. Mm-hmm. I'm between B and B- actually, because my B category is that it's well above average and it clearly stands out, and like that's totally true, but it's not unique at all.
That's one of the things. Yeah. It's got surprising. Yeah.
It's got nice age on it. It's got very pleasant classic bourbon notes on it, and it's got it's a quality beam product. It's got classic beam stuff on it, but it's not something that I would be like extra proud of if I had it on my shelf. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think it necessarily clearly stands out. So I'm just gonna go B-. I think like more pros than cons. It has positive, memorable features, but there's nothing that really just makes this stand out amongst other whiskeys in the cabinet. So I do think it's good. I do like it.
Yeah.
Like if this was a pour that I could get at a bar that I go to regularly, I'd get this all the time.
Yeah.
But it's not something that I'm gonna like crave and be like, oh damn, remember that the way that tastes, that I really want that right now. I'm gonna go for that. So I think B- for me. I think like low 8s for me.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Name something better at Jim Beam Distillery.
Well, I remember freaking gushing over the old Overholt.
Yeah. I think the Overholt's better. Yeah, too.
Because I love Rise. So what like compare against your entry buzz here? How did you feel about the old Overholt?
Let me go
How do
back
you feel
to
about this?
Overholt real quick.
Yeah, because I'm curious. I know the old Overholt, when we did that, I can't remember if it was a re-entry buzz or what, but I was just gushing about it. I loved it so much, and I was so happy that my buddies got it for me for a birthday present. It was just delicious.
I think it excuse me. I think it slightly wins over Hardin's Creek. But mostly because Hardin's Creek is good, potentially on the verge of great, but nothing too special. But like Old Overholt is a little special. That candy note, that little bit of peanutty note, well-developed cast strength rye, stands out a little bit more than the Hardin's Creek for me. Yeah,
it sounds like there's more unique things going on with like Old Overholt than Hardin's Creek. Yeah. Well, so this will be fun though. And actually, do you have any left, or did you pour it all out?
Yeah, I got some left. Yeah,
good.
I'm this much.
I'm saving this right here because we're gonna do Jacob's Well sometime. Oh, so yeah. I might try to save this and drink it again.
Or no, that wasn't the 2-year. That was the mixture of the 16 and 15 year. Yeah,
that's the Boo-Rye.
Both rye and bourbon. Yeah.
Yeah. The and I believe Jacob's Well was the best reviewed generally of all the Hardin's Creeks. So I'm pretty excited for that one. So maybe I'll save this for when we do that. We'll see.
That'd be cool. Is that's in the pool, right?
That's in the pool, yeah.
Oh, we might have to do it on a re-entry buzz soon. But who knows? It could be like at the pace we're going, at the growth of our pool, theoretically, there are samples we will never get to.
I know.
Yeah, which is cool. I dig it.
How amazing would it be though if when we do the re-entry buzz right after this, we end up picking
exactly that? Yeah, that would be funny. Hey, luck of the draw. Yeah. Okay. Any other things before we send it over to our next segment?
No, I like it. Super solid, but just kind of. I wish it was like a little less than I wish it was a little less than $100.
Yeah, I wish it was a little bit taller too. So, wish I was a baller. But anyway, let's send it over to let's send it over to our next segment of the show. We like to call Whiskey World News.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is Whiskey World News, and today we're reading an article from Cleveland.com, everyone's favorite website. Cleveland.com says, bourbon buyers beware. New bill could require Ohio liquor stores to open high-demand bottles when sold. And this is written by Jeremy Pelzer. Shout out to Jeremy Pelzer. In Columbus, Ohio, State Senator Bill DeMora was standing in line at Kroger to buy liquor last summer when he got an idea. DeMora, a Columbus Democrat, was in the line alongside other bourbon aficionados because the state liquor agency, as it regularly does with rare and sought-after bourbons, whiskeys, and to a lesser degree, other spirits like tequila.
Yeah.
Jeremy, where did you go to writing school? Sent out a notice that a limited supply of Buffalo Trace Elmer T. Lee and 2 Blanton specialty releases would be made available for purchase at certain stores. The problem, DeMora said, is that often these bottles are snapped up by flippers to illegally resell on the secondary market at drastically inflated prices, leaving little to no snapped up by dolphins to illegally resell on the secondary market.
Slang term.
At drastically inflated prices, leaving little to no chance for ordinary Ohioans to drink some themselves. While talking to people in line, DeMora said he was told that a simple way to stop these flippers, dolphins, would be to require liquor store workers to open and immediately reseal bottles when they're sold. That's exactly what Senate Bill 320, introduced by DeMora late last month, would do. It wouldn't require all liquor bottles to be open when purchased. Only allocated bottles of limited release, selectively distributed bourbons like the Elmer T. Lee that DeMora said he ended up buying. I love that little like dig in there, like, oh, but don't worry, I got my Elmer T. Lee.
Oh, he got his,
Oh, yeah. The idea, DeMora said, is that potential customers won't want to pay hundreds or thousands of dollars to a flipper for a bottle of liquor that's already been opened. Unless you really know the person you're buying it from, you're not going to buy a bottle of whiskey that's already been opened because you don't know what's in it, DeMora said. Here's a negative opinion about it, though. Liz Pernat of Westlake, head spirits instructor for Napa Valley Wine Academy, predicted that such a law, if passed, wouldn't do anything but make people mad. She asked how someone giving a high-end bottle of bourbon to someone like their boss would be able to explain why the bottle was already open. If you're giving it as a gift or if you're hanging onto it for a special occasion, people aren't going to understand it. she said. In addition, she said the bill would require liquor store employees to open and reseal each bottle in front of the customer at the time it's sold. It would raise the risk of shady liquor stores pouring some of the high-end liquor out in the back and refilling the bottles with other things. The bill would also include additional measures to make it easier for average Ohioans to obtain limited release liquors, including having the state buy display cases that unlock at random times so insiders don't have advance warning.
Well, then they're going to hang out around the lock all day.
Another of Demora's proposals would require customers to sign paperwork when they buy allocated bottles, so that when state liquor investigators find bottles of liquor being illegally resold on the open market, they can identify and find the people who originally bought them.
Yeah, it's like gun licenses. That's
I know, right? All right. Thoughts? Question mark?
Yeah, I mean, this will never last. First of all, like no one, it's just so silly to me.
Yeah.
I looked up Bill DeMora, and he has only been a senator since 2023, and he might not be a senator much longer, or whatever he was. I don't know. I think he was a senator.
So I cut out part of this article where he talks about
senator. He's not even a real federal senator. He's a state senator. So yeah, only since 1 year ago.
There was a part of this article where he talked about starting his own little senator bourbon club and blah blah blah.
Bill.
But anyway, okay, all right.
Not glad he got his bottle of Elmer T. Lee at least.
Yeah, good. Yeah, to share amongst his senator friends.
What an idea, Bill.
Okay, so let's start with the opening upon purchase.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
I agree with the opponents to this bill. It's like, hey, I do get it. Like, there is a problem. People are flipping them. People are collecting them even. And it's like, it is your right to collect your bottle. Heck, I got some bottles that I haven't opened in years. I got some old bottles that I don't plan on opening for a few years. And that's okay, in my opinion. Like, you have your right to do whatever you want with your bottle. I'm not gonna get involved with that. But like, I don't know. There's also the risk of oxidation. If you unseal and reseal a bottle, it's like, hey, I really wanted to wait a few years to open that one, and that's ruined. Because they, it might not be ruined. Heck, they had the bottle open before they sealed it. Stuff like that. But like, I don't know. I just don't think it'll pass. I don't think it's gonna be worth keeping the people at bay.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna pass either. I can't imagine anything actually coming from this. But at thinking about this, I kind of like the idea of unsealing the bottle at time of open. I mean, at time of sale,
purchase,
and I mean, please, YouTube, anything, write in, we'll hit us up on Instagram or leave a comment on the YouTube video. Tell me that I'm wrong, but like, okay. First off, just to be clear, you don't have to uncork it and recork it.
Yeah, you just unseal it. Yeah.
So you don't have to risk. You don't have to risk any oxidation or anything.
That's
so
true.
Yeah, take the foil off, rip the strip around, and that's it. And now I've heard this discussed before, but I've never heard about resealing at time of purchase. And
so
like, I get it. So I don't know, like a heat shrink thing, and then you got to heat.
Why would they even do that?
Well, so I mean, you got to drive home with it. So if you're not doing that, you got to like put it in the trunk or something, because it's an open container now. And anyway, like, I get that aspect of it.
Open container,
but like, if this was a bill that got passed and liquor stores were suddenly
there'd
told,
be riots.
Yeah, like the liquor stores are going to be like, fuck that, I'm not going to do that. Like, they're not going to go through the trouble of doing that and then have to reseal it somehow. Like, no, if
people are already angry that you're buying an allocated product in front of them, that you have to
right. It's like,
seal it and reseal it. Yeah.
If all I have to do is take this guy's money and he walks out with a bottle, I don't care what he does with it. It's fine. So anyway, it's a little ridiculous, the whole reseal thing.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of having to tear the strip around. And
Yeah.
if you're a collector and you want it to sit on your shelf for months or years or whatever, that's fine. You're not oxidizing at a faster rate than you would have otherwise because the cork never got pulled out. I like that idea.
So
I
could
think
you
that's
imagine on like trade websites and trade groups where they'll be like, okay, I promise this is Ohio right here. Like it's the Ohio seal on it. So you got to trust me
exactly.
that
Or
this
it's like
new resealing is,
if there's this like standard process, like, okay, I don't know about Ohio and everything, but
Yeah.
Phoenix,
Well, they're
like,
also, Ohio's also controlled. So it's like,
oh,
there's a whole
okay.
nother thing there. Yeah.
So there's a level of standardization here where
Yeah.
I could actually see it getting implemented. But in Phoenix, liquor is sold at liquor stores, obviously, at grocery stores, at gas stations. I mean, like the act of resealing is not going to be standard. So I just love the idea of it's like, look, it's the standard like gas station resealing process. I swear that the gas station resealed this. It looks exactly like the way that they normally do it at the gas station. So that's all ridiculous.
It's
but
just, it's cute.
One last, the random open time locker situation.
That'd be funny. No, I mean, I would be, I mean, I'd just start working from the liquor store and like pull out my laptop and just wait until I hear the click of the unlocking.
So funny. So funny.
But
and
that
it's
would
like,
be interesting because like, you know what you're going to get if you're there while it unlocks. Like you see it and you're like, I want that Pappy 20 right now. I'm willing to work in my, car and check out or check the, thing every 15 minutes or something like that. I don't even
know. You're on the right side of the lockers. Other dude is on the left side of the lockers.
Who wins?
And it clicks and you both look at each other like, so you pull out your switchblade and he pulls out.
And he pulls out his gat. And then who's going to be to blame when it's all over? Bill DeMora for murdering people.
The random locker open is hilarious.
That's funny to me.
If that was a real thing,
that was like consider. I remember I was reading it. It was like, was that another proposal?
It says the bill will also include additional measures.
That's funny.
Including having the state buy display cases that unlock at randomized times.
Wow. Yeah, that'll never pass.
Yeah,
what's in it for people?
Why don't you just have a friggin' statewide raffle like Virginia? Now Virginia
I gotta admit, like Virginia is in the front runners of the state controlled liquor states. Because they're trying to make it more fair. Even though I hate it sometimes. Like the lotteries are very nice to have. And they're very, very like you have to be a Virginia resident to even buy a bottle on the lottery and stuff like that. Like, and then you have to like prove that you are unique based on your license number, stuff like that. Like, I appreciate that. Do I miss the days where I would get like 5 bottles? Heck yeah. Right. But like, I still feel like it's more fair this way.
Right. It's like it's fair and at the same time it's low effort. So like you don't have a lot to lose. You don't have like heartburn. You know, if you were at the store and the locker popped open and the other guy reached over to the locker first, like that would just be like heartbreaking.
It would 100%.
Yeah. So
I mean, I've been in those kind of situations and they suck.
Yeah. Again, really interested. If I'm not thinking of something, please leave me a comment. Tell me I'm wrong. Like I would love to get more insight about a situation like this where somebody would pop the seal strip off a bottle at time of purchase, because I think it sounds kind of cool. So yeah. If you're a collector, you're not going to care. If you're a collector and you're keeping it for you, you're not going to care that it's missing the little like seal foil across the top, because it's still yours. You found it. You bought it. It's yours. It's on your shelf. You have 100% provenance of where that bottle came from. Yeah. So anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
Moving on. What whiskey would you choose?
Let's do it.
Ready?
Yep.
So I forgot to put out the What Whiskey Would You Choose story last year or last week because Thanksgiving. But fortunately, we did put out a question to the community. We asked you, what you're drinking for Thanksgiving? What's your Thanksgiving pour? So we got some write-ins on Instagram and on our Discord server. So Whiskey Shaman wrote in, which, by the way, our newest Patreon subscriber.
Shout out.
Whiskey Shaman said he's drinking a sample of Wild Turkey Heritage. Oh, is that's the annual release, right? Is Heritage the Cole's gonna Google this while I move on. Miles Ferguson wrote in and he said Ardbeg Ugadal. He's drinking some Ugadal. That's good. I got to finally try that at the bottle share. Thanks to Marco and AZ. Ben Klepsig wrote in, he said Ode to Isla Batch 2. Slugafus wrote in, he said he's drinking Rare Breed, and then later in the day moved into Russell's 15. A lot of Russell's 15 at Thanksgiving because Max wrote in too. He was drinking just a smattering of deliciousness. Russell's 15, 13th Colony, 15th anniversary, and of course, 2024 Coy Hill.
Nice.
Bro Askatestwasser wrote in. He said he's drinking cough syrup. Nice. He had unfortunately he had a cold, but I swear the next day he was sending pictures of bottles that he was drinking. So hopefully he got over his cold real quick. I want to say one of them was a Tasmanian single malt, actually. But moving on to us. Yep. I popped my GTS 2024.
Nice.
It was delicious.
Good? Okay,
good. It is way more earthy, funky than I remember normal.
Yeah, I mean that's not normally a characteristic of George T. Stagg in general. Is earthy, funky. It's usually bright.
Sure. It was not bright at all.
Happily, yeah.
And Cole said he was drinking Russell's 15 also. Yeah, which, by the way, while we're talking about Russell's 15 so much, Cole, did you see Breaking Bourbon's latest review, which was Russell's 15?
I got to check it out. Breaking Bourbon.
Looking it up right now. Well, I'm going to spoil it for you.
Yeah, do it.
Breaking Bourbon rated
how many barrels?
5 barrels out of 5.
Is that the first?
No. It's
like the third.
You know, they've been around for a while. This is their, I want to say 6th or 7th, 5 out of 5 that they've given, which for the sheer amount of whiskeys they reviewed, the 5 out of 5s for it to only be, that's 7-ish whiskeys is a big deal. So they straight up gave Russell's 15 5 out of 5. And sure enough, Facebook groups that I'm in and everything, everyone is in a tizzy now.
Yeah. If they can get that highest score on Breaking Bourbon, it's a huge deal.
Yeah, and it's like at the same time though, it's like the people who are in those kind of groups, they probably got the opportunity to try it at some point. Like, didn't you know? Couldn't you tell that it was really, really freaking good? Why does a website like Breaking Bourbon have to publish a review for everyone to suddenly finally realize I really need a bottle of this?
Yeah.
Like, so many people's bottle of the year and everything, but anyway.
Did you? I mean, it's one of those pours where you're like, you wonder, is $250 retail going to be worth it? And the answer is yes.
Very clearly, yes. Even in the Breaking Bourbon review, they explicitly said that they believed $250 was underpriced for this release.
Oh wow, good for Russell's, good for Wild Turkey.
I know, right? It's crazy.
Yeah, that's great.
Did you look up real quick the Wild Turkey Heritage?
Yes, it was a it looks like an older release. It's a 101 proof, and it was either older or maybe an international release. I've never seen that bottle before.
Oh,
and it didn't seem very available.
Very cool. Yeah, no, I haven't seen it either, and it's 101 proof and everything,
and it's a single barrel.
I was thinking it was one of the annual release that they do. What's that called? Wild Turkey Master's Keep.
Master's Keep, yeah.
Yeah. But no. It's its own thing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It looks like it looks like all the above. It looks like older. Like they don't do this anymore. It's 101 proof and it's single barrel.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
Yeah.
So this week, actually for real, I'm going to post a story about what are you hoping to receive from your Secret Sampla this year. So now that you've had extra time to think about it,
think harder.
We want you to write in, let us know what you're going to receive, what you hope to receive from your Secret Sampla, and of course, hit us up if you don't have the form. Even if you're a Patreon subscriber, and even if it's buried in your inbox somewhere, just hit us up anyway. We'll send you the form so that you can join Secret Sampla.
We've already got a good few people joined in already, so you're in good company. Yeah.
So join by Wednesday. We want you to fill out that form by Wednesday PM.
EOD. Yep.
So hit us up if you need the form.
Yep. And what did you say last time? I said Single Oak Project, right?
No, you said Eagle Rare 17.
Okay, cool. That's
naturally. Now that I've had an extra week to think about it, I haven't come up with anything better. I just want something weird. Send me weird stuff. Send me local regional stuff. I don't care if what's the Virginia distillery that had that 141 proof rye? That's
Franklin County Distillers.
If you live in Franklin County and I get matched with you, send me some Franklin County Distillery. I want some weird stuff.
That's illegal. I'm still convinced that whiskey was illegal. It was like aged like probably 2 months, and it was 141 proof, which means that at the maximum exit proof entry proof of the barrel, it had to have gained 16 proof points in like the short amount of months it was probably aged.
Anyway. Yeah, totally. So anyway, let us know. We will post that on Instagram on Wednesday-ish. And now, next week, as we already announced, we are drinking
unreleased Found North Juice 15-year high altitude collection. It's going to be dope. Who knows when they'll announce it, but we're going to be reviewing it next week. So be prepared. Everything Found North does is fire. So I have no doubts. This will be right. And shout out to Found North for being so kind as to send us samples of each one, of this one.
So far each one just about they've been sending us samples.
100%.
So, thank you.
Yeah, we love them. Yeah, they're the best. And heck, it might be a terrible release. We'll let you guys know next week. Yeah.
Well, I hope it's an amazing release.
Yeah, I don't even hope. I know it'll be good, but I hope if it is bad, that they learn from it. But I know they're not a product. But I hope, nonetheless,
Yeah,
that yummy.
You know they will learn from it, but
100%. Yeah.
Well, I hope here in the last week or two or so of present buying season, I'm able to get everything Sam wants for Christmas.
Yeah, me too. Especially for the girlies, the youngsters, the kiddos. But most of all, listeners, I hope that our love of whiskey lifted your spirits. No, don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
But if I'm right,
I'll give you $1.